And we're back. Brandon Rhymes here in studio. Jason Kobal, work comp attorney, personal injury attorney right here in Tampa Bay, longtime friend of the show. Coming up here in just a moment. We're going to comment on the New Hampshire primary. Also, this new carbon tax that has been proposed. It's pretty crazy, taxing carbon, and you got four Republicans voting for it. We're going to touch on that. Also, some consumer tips for you here locally in Tampa Bay, helping you win in any marketplace, making you more street smart as a consumer here in Tampa Bay as well. All right, we got a property here at Bluffview Drive. This is 100 Bluffview Drive. We got two properties, two condo units in the same building, and we just did major price reductions on these properties as well. 100 Bluffview Drive, unit number 409C in Bel Air Bluffs. One bedroom, two bath, 1,050 square feet, stunning waterfront views, open floor plan, beautiful property here with sleek white cabinetry, granite countertops, and the amenities are awesome. You've got a heated pool, shuffleboard, barbecue grill, and picnic tables. And that is for unit number 409C, Bel Air Bluffs, 100 Bluffview Drive. We also have unit number 606C. So that one's presumptively on the 6th floor there. Another great opportunity to own a condo, Bel Air Bluffs, 2-bedroom, 2-bath. You have an additional bonus room, 1,440 square feet. You have pristine white cabinets, appliances, space for bar stool seating, open floor plan, primary room with a king-size furnishings, laundry room in unit, and again, the great amenities of a heated pool, shuffleboard, barbecue grill, and picnic tables. There you go. A couple of hot listings from the Platinum MVP team, Keller Williams Realty. You can see all of our listings at PlatinumCoastalElite.com. Check out PlatinumCoastalElite.com. All right, quick shout out to our friends over at Replenish IV Solutions, longtime friends of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Replenish IV Solutions, I love going in there once a month or so and getting the vitamin infusion drips, something like the Myers cocktail. ReplenishIVSolutions.com, going directly into your bloodstream, boosting that immunity, making you more prone to or to be safe, to have health, better health, and fighting off those different viruses this time of year. All right, we got attorney Jason Kobal in studio with us, work comp law, and also personal injury law, and doing some defamation work as well, from what I hear in the past. Jason, how you been?
Great, man. Always a pleasure to be here, Brandon.
Absolutely, brother. So that New Hampshire primary just got over. What you're seeing a lot of, I've seen stuff in the news. I'm like, wait a second, that doesn't sound right.
Well, if you notice, there were two states so far. There was Iowa, and President Trump broke a record for the largest victory ever by anybody in a primary in Iowa. But New Hampshire, you notice his percentage was about 50%. It was 70 in Iowa, 50% in New Hampshire. But there's a reason why.
Right.
And I heard Scaramucci this morning on CNN lying through his teeth about this. Said, oh, this shows Trump is weak. That shows that 50% of the Republicans didn't vote for him. Nope.
That's right.
New Hampshire is very unique. Most states, you could only, if you're a Republican primary, you have to be a Republican to vote in the primary, but not in New Hampshire.
Right.
New Hampshire allows independents and even non-declared to vote in the primaries, even though they're not Republicans. That is very rare. They knew that going in, and that is why, if you notice, Joe Biden wasn't on the ballot. First president ever to run for re-election and not be on a ballot. And it wasn't an accident. They said they did it to make a stand because they wanted some other state to be first.
South Carolina, yeah.
But the real reason was, with him not on there, they had to write in to vote for Biden. But the real reason, I think, is with him not on there, you have independents and undeclareds not seeing him on there, more prone to vote against Trump to help Nikki Haley. And it didn't work.
Yeah.
Trump actually won by more than they thought. That they were expecting like a 7 or 8% win. He won by about 12. So the establishment's efforts to stop Trump haven't stopped, obviously, but they didn't work this time.
They're stacking all the cards as they can, anything they can do, whether it's moral or not, whether it's ethical or not. They don't care. They'll do whatever it takes, and you see that through the Russia hoax, collusion, the fake, all these fake dossiers, the stories, the indictments. It's just a shame that we have. It's populism. We have, and here's a great quote from General Michael Flynn. He says, as best as I can understand, if you're a follower of Christ and you are patriotic and love America, you qualify as a Christian nationalist, right? Is that so bad, being a Christian and being patriotic and loving one's country? Sounds pretty good to me, but the left, only in their very typical style, try to name call anything that is good. In fact, name calling is right out of the left's playbook, and it's terrifically crafted article. There's a discussion about an upcoming film, how to expose dangers to democracy. The left absolutely loves this phrase, and that Christian nationalist movement is America has become, and of course the movie's director. Anyway, it goes on to talk about Rob Reiner, etc. But isn't that crazy? Like how they're trying to weaponize that name of calling people Christian nationalists?
Oh yeah, but General Flynn hit it. They love the identity politics, and it is just disgusting, disturbing.
It really is.
It tears our country apart.
It's terrible. So we have a Jason Kobal in studio. He's a local attorney here, folks, and we always talk about supporting the local economy by supporting the Consumer Quarterback Show and all of our expert contributors. Jason is a longtime friend of the show. Now, Jason, let's talk a little bit about your practice. What kind of deals are you looking for? What are you helping people with out in the community?
Well, I'm helping with any kind of injuries. So, of course, any kind of car accident, slip and fall, but also on-the-job injuries, workers' comp. That's where most of my experience is, all 24 years now. But I actually have 5 tips, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
For anyone out there who's either in the system of workers' comp or an injured worker. These are things your own attorney might not even tell you. But number one, if you report the accident to your employer or the employer knows about it, that's enough. A lot of people are like, first time I say, well, I didn't fill out any accident report. It doesn't matter. If you told them, or even if that they saw the accident happen, that's enough. Now they're supposed to run with it. It's supposed to be a self-executing system. If you're on light duty from an on-the-job accident happens, it gets picked up as compensable, you go to the work comp doctor, they put you on light duty. Do not turn a light duty job down within your restrictions.
Okay.
If you do, you get fired, you lose lost wages through workers' comp. And the number one way they try to get people is they will offer them a job. So they worked one job their whole life and then they get hurt and say it was a physical job, a heavy job. And now all of a sudden they're on light duty, no heavy lifting. They will be asked, oh, will you go work at the Goodwill folding clothes for minimum wage? And a lot of people say, heck no, I'm not doing that. That's insulting. If you fall for that and turn it down, then you've turned down a job within your restrictions. They could fire you, cut off your lost wages. So that's another trap. Another item that attorneys...
And they know this, Jason? They're doing that intentionally?
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Right.
They hope you say no.
Right. Right. Okay.
And if you didn't know this, if you didn't hear this right now, and you don't have an attorney, you get an offer like that. You're like, heck no, I'm not going to work for minimum wage. But it's all meant to save them money.
Wow.
Another a big item that is in the statute, and a lot of lawyers, they don't even like their own injured worker clients to know this. At any point, if you're behind on bills, because it's tough to live on workers' comp, you could force them to give you a $2,000 advance, where you get $2,000, and the only way they get their money back, they don't even get to send you a bill, is they get to take 10% off future lost wage checks. So if you're in a work comp case where your lost wages have stopped, you could still get this, and there's no way they get their money back.
Got it. Okay.
So, yep.
Wow.
And why their attorneys don't tell their clients that is we don't get a fee. If they fight me for that and I have to go to a hearing and win, I don't get a fee for that.
Oh, okay.
So, a lot of lawyers, they don't get paid. They don't want their clients knowing. But and then lastly, if you don't like your doctor in workers' comp, you get to change doctors one time.
Okay.
And when you do it, you put it in writing. If they don't give you that new doctor within 5 days, not 5 business days, but 5 regular days, including weekends, you get to pick your doctor. And that is the only time in workers' comp you get to pick your doctor.
Wow. Okay. So those are some good tips there from Jason Kobal. Now, when you look at personal injury law, now is that's relating to work comp. What's new in the personal injury space? Is there anything new in terms of laws?
Yeah, unfortunately, there's all kinds of changes with the governor changed the laws drastically. But because he did, without getting into the minutia of all that, it caused a humongous backlog.
Got it.
All these attorneys filed the complaints to get it before the cutoff of when the new law starts, and now cases that took a year or two to get to trial are taking 3, 4, even 5.
Wow.
And it's changed everything, the whole landscape, how they negotiate, how they approach settlement value. So it's tough. But yeah, but you know what? That's the way it goes. After 24 years, you learn the laws change one way, the other way. You just got to roll with it.
The pendulum swings.
That's it.
Yeah, there's a lot of talk about southern border, and here's one that I came across yesterday. I want to play this clip here because it's the Democrats propose a new carbon tax, and this is just, to me, it's just unbelievable.
Now, the latest carbon tax being proposed by the Dems with the support of 4 Republican senators in the U.S. is about putting an imposition of a tariff on top of any manufacturing that emanates CO2, which includes all steel making, aluminum making, pulp and paper, chemical plants, cement plants, anything that emits CO2.
Anything as far as that, too, it goes to food. So you're talking about chickens, cows, farming, beef, anything relating to carbon, and here's the effect of that.
Having a surcharge, making those products more expensive for consumers and buyers of those products, meaning those manufacturing of the above will transit to the global south over time.
I want to make sure
the global south being Mexico, any further in the southern hemisphere, cheaper, where they can do it cheaper, and they can do it where the citizens down there aren't sold into this climate cult. BS basically is what it is, in my opinion. But the Democrats pushing that. When are people going to start voting out? When are Republicans going to vote out Lindsey Graham? I'm tired of that guy.
Yeah, there's actually a group of them, Lindsey Graham, McConnell. Their establishment.
Yep.
And to be honest, the establishment Republicans, in my opinion, are worse than establishment Democrats, because at least you know where the Democrats are coming from.
Exactly.
The
Cynthia
establishment.
Loomis is another name. Cynthia Loomis. There was the rep out of Wyoming as well. That's not representing your people.
No.
Your people are farmers. Your people are ranchers. Your people are rural country. That's not representing your people. So to me, that's just unbelievable. And it's here's something interesting too that I found out with DeSantis in the state of Florida.
Here, as we discovered in Florida with the DeSantis' own actions supporting the build-out of 1,200 square miles of solar farms in Florida by NextEra, with $23 million of their donations into his campaign coffers, that we've got four Republican senators supporting the imposition of a carbon tax across the country.
And this carbon tax is
so that's what we just talked about, is the carbon tax. But I can't believe that one though. DeSantis, he got $23 million from this company that's going to put in solar farms. Now I get it. I've had expert contributors on a show that will put solar on your roof. As a homeowner, I believe in that, because that's a space that's not used. Why not utilize the utility of that space, especially if it's southwestern facing, et cetera? That makes sense. But to buy land, arable land, where you could grow farms, you could have cattle, you could build homes, to buy that land and just stick these solar farms on there, to me, is asinine.
Man, I tell you, this hits something on the head that I think it's even more broad, and it really bothers me. Over time, obviously, we always knew politicians, they get into the field because they want to get rich, self-enrichment, and I think that has gotten so bad and so out of control that you get a lot of, and I think that's what's the difference between Trump and the other politicians, is he's already made his mark and his millions. He doesn't need to do that, where all these other politicians, they seem to fall in line with the way it's been, and it's gotten much worse, where when you see politicians getting huge paydays for policies outside their normal...
Yeah, like Pelosi with the stock, the stock investing.
And there's way too much of that going on, and it really needs to stop. And especially, like your point with the Green New Deal, almost all of those, that's always meant to fill someone's pocket.
Yeah, absolutely. We got to pull power really from the Cowboys, which they call the Texans. They call, like, the Texan oil people, that's the Cowboys, right? And then you got this combination with the Wall Street people, with BlackRock, State Street, Vanguard. The deals selling their soul to the CCP, Nike, MLB, NFL. They're all selling out to China, because they see China as like, oh wow, they got billions of people, whereas we've got 300 and plus whatever million.
Yep.
So that's what it boils down to. It's like you said, money and power. Jason Kobal here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, online at consumerqb.com. Please support the local economy by supporting the Consumer Quarterback Show and all of our expert contributors. You can do that by calling our hotline, buying some real estate with us, maybe refinancing your mortgage with us. We have so many different home service providers as well. Maybe you want to take up some self-defense classes. Maybe you want to go and support the Second Amendment over at Florida Firearms Academy. Reach out to the hotline, 727-263-3707. 727-263-3707. Maybe you want to buy a satellite phone, sat.com, REQB. Sat123.com/REQB. Support the like-minded folks that are on this station and the folks that are talking about these types of issues that will affect you, your family, future generations to come. In a sense, putting our neck out there on the line, for you and, as a consumer. So we're your consumer advocate. We love you. They don't. We're right. They're wrong. We're going to win, and they're going to lose. PlatinumCoastalElite.com. Taking a quick break. More with Jason Kobal, work comp, personal injury law, right here in Tampa Bay. ConsumerQB.com.
This is Work Done, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show hosted by my man, Brandon Rhymes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 727-263-3707. Online at consumerqb.com.
Patriot Mobile is America's only Christian conservative wireless provider who shares your values. They offer the very best nationwide coverage on 4G and 5G LTE networks and exceptional 100% US-based customer support. Patriot Mobile offers discounts for veterans and first responders, NRA members, and families with multiple lines. Learn more at patriotmobile.com/consumer QB. That's patriotmobile.com/consumer QB. Or if you'd like to give us a call, you can reach out at 727-263-3707. That's 727-263-3707. And we'd be happy to tell you more about Patriot Mobile. Selling commercial, vacant land, or residential properties? Don't leave money on the table. List with the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. I'm Brandon Rhymes. You can reach me at 727-263-3707. Call or text 727-263-3707. Online at consumerqb.com.
You're listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, Brandon Rhymes, Consumer Quarterback Show in studio with Jason Kobal, Kobal Law here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We always feature our listings on air. We got a couple of hot ones. Here's a commercial property for sale, 7202 US Highway 301 South in Riverview. This is a commercial property. You have a barber shop, you have a mechanic shop, 2 buildings on site, corner lot location, 50,000 vehicles a day passing by. Great opportunity to own real estate right here in beautiful Tampa Bay, 7202 US Highway 301 South in Riverview, Florida. All right, here we go. Another great opportunity to own real estate. We got Sunshine Grove Road. Now, this is in Brooksville. This is 4.9 acres, almost 5 acres of land for sale in Brooksville. Great opportunity. You know, when you're up in Brooksville, you see a lot of growth heading that way. So this would be a great place to build your dream home, maybe even get it rezoned for a business. It's right on a thoroughfare, busy thoroughfare there. So you could see the future growth there. There's a limitless potential for this property. Sunshine Grove Road, Brooksville, Florida, zoned AG. So build your dream home, maybe even place a mobile home on it, situated on a paved road. Great opportunity, vacant land, commercial properties, residential properties. We can help you with that. And you can see all of our listings at PlatinumCoastalElite.com.
Try that in a small town. See how far you make it.
All right, we got attorney Jason Kobal in the studio here. Amazon's Ring division no longer will permit law enforcement agencies to request video footage from users' doorbells and surveillance cameras, ending a practice long criticized by civil liberty groups. The decision regarding requests for assistance programs was made in a blog post for Ring Neighbors app. Although the company declined to provide a reason, agencies now will need a warrant to request the footage or show evidence of an emergency. Amazon joins Google in limiting law enforcement access to users. Last month, Alphabet Company said it was changing Google's map location features. What's your thoughts around that, Jason?
Well, you know, maybe me being in the field I'm in gives me a perspective that might be unique. Maybe you don't agree, but personally, I like to get to the truth. And in my, I have subpoena power, but like when I have, say I'm trying to get someone's cell records, it is a pain to get a subpoena approved to force one of those companies to give you the records. Mm-hmm. And so I just kind of like getting to the truth. So now that the law enforcement won't be able to easily access those videos, it might be harder for them to get to the truth.
Okay.
I get what the civil liberties protection and, you know, that's your house and whatnot. But for me, from my standpoint, I like to get to the truth and get to the information as easily as possible.
Right. Yeah, I think the counter argument might be, because I think I heard something about this in Pasco County, something around the sheriff Naco up there potentially was they were doing that, or they're looking at cameras and then somehow they would catch an ancillary crime going on. You know, somebody smoking some weed in the backyard, whatever it might be, or something.
I'm sure it could be abused, and that would be an example. Yeah.
There you go. Yep. All right, and then you also found a new potential law that could be coming into play regarding the social media
I'm excited. It just literally just happened, I believe yesterday. It was House Bill 1. It's not law yet. It passed our House majorly, 103 to 106
State
to 13. House. Yeah, State House. And when I just looked it over a little bit, it's better than I thought, because I was worried. I have a 12-year-old son. I'm like, what if he snuck some social media site? Can I get in trouble?
Right.
It's not tailored at the parents exactly. The way it looks like is tailored to the social media companies. It's on them to eliminate any contract with any user who's under the age of 16 in Florida. And if they don't, it gives the power to the parents to sue them for that.
Wow, okay.
That's pretty cool.
Hey, whenever you hit the purse strings, now you're really talking, right?
Exactly. But I think that's great. So people will be able to bring lawsuits on those grounds. And if that happens to anybody, after reading that, call me. I would love to file one of those.
Yeah, that'd be interesting to see, right?
Yeah.
We're talking with Jason Kobal here, attorney Jason Kobal, that is on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com. You get our phone number there. You can submit an email form. You can call us directly on the hotline. Any personal injury, work comp, defamation suits, any of these cases, reach out 727-263-3707. You can call or text the hotline. Of course, you want to buy or sell, invest in real estate, 727-263-3707. We also have this program called K-Score, where you can get your license and become a referral agent. A lot of cool things that we can help you with. Now, here's another story that's interesting, Jason. It says AI, artificial intelligence, to disrupt 40% of all jobs. This is saying a surge in artificial intelligence applications and their implications from the workforce is expected to be a hot topic. And this was last week at the World Economic Forum, Davos. And it says, issued a warning, nearly 40% of jobs globally could be affected by developments in AI, for better or worse. What's your thoughts around AI, man?
I have to chuckle. I used to be a big fan of the Terminator movie.
Yeah.
And it seems to be playing out in real life. It's a little scary.
It does. It's coming around. Yeah, Skynet and all those things. Yeah, and it gets into the basic fundamental question that I have for these mostly Silicon Valley-based companies is who's controlling and programming the morality in these devices, these vehicles, these robots, these AI. That's going to be the main question. Don't you agree?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't even get into this, but I read a story. I guess it was in the military. They had this robot or whatever that was meant to kill a certain person or something like that, and then it somehow it turned on the actual person who was supposed to be controlling it, is what I heard.
Yeah.
That's scary.
Well, I just saw a video on Instagram too where it has, this guy's like running around trying to get away from around this tank, trying to hide, and there's this little drone floating above him, and it goes right down next to him, and it's boom, and it just blows him up.
Wow.
I mean, that's scary right there, especially when you have CCP flying a balloon over our country, and it's allowed to go for 5 days. What if that balloon had thousands of those in it? It lands in D.C. or it lands in right here in Tampa Bay at our MacDill Air Force Base. You know what I mean? Like those types of things. That's future warfare there.
It's scary, and I tell you hit the nail on the head with that balloon. I mean, it's ridiculous that our leadership allowed that to happen for days voluntarily, and then we learn that he's made millions from that country. Also, doesn't make it much easier.
Yeah, exactly. It's a tough pill to swallow.
Yep.
30 seconds back to you, Jason Kobal, attorney Jason Kobal.
Be careful out there. Everything's on video. Pretty much, you go anywhere, inside, outside, you're probably on video. So I recently had a case where my client had a slip and fall, and I told her, I asked her, was the surface wet? Oh, yeah. I'm like, well, they're probably going to have a video. And I ended up spending a good month on this, and then I get the video, and I don't have a case. Yeah.
Blew your case.
So you're probably on video, and don't lie to your lawyer.
Don't lie to your lawyer. There you go. KobalLaw.net.
KobalLaw.net or TampaWorkCompLaw.com.
All right, Jason Kobal. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate that, man. Good stuff. Good topics today on the show. And we want you to please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Support the local economy by supporting the Consumer Quarterback Show online at consumerqb.com. You can call the hotline. You can submit an email form and consumerqb.com. Thank you so much. Make it a great day and be blessed out there. Be safe.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.